Hey, babies! They're over there in the shade. They're out of the sun. Except for the one. She must be hungry. Love her heart. Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today, I am finally getting my onions put into the ground. Now, I winter over my onions because when I try and grow them in the spring, I don't have very good luck. They don't get very big. But by accident one year, I got frustrated with them and didn't pull them in the summer and just left them in the ground. I figured I'd just let them rot. And when I wintered them over, they did really, really well. So I'm going to try that method again this time on purpose, not out of frustration, and plant some onions to winter over to pull them next summer. So let me point you down and you can see what I'm doing. Now, to space my onions out, I'd seen on the internet to use a muffin pan. Now, I did this method with my garlic this past year, and it worked wonderful. So I'm going to use it again for my onions. And basically, all you're doing is you're placing it in the dirt and pressing down. And this will give you a lineup of where to put your onions and have them spaced out real well. I'm very bad about spacing and keeping the stuff straight, so this works wonders for me. Yes, Screechy, I hear you. You found something delicious. Just letting his hens know. They had their food and water out in their yard today because they're trying to keep from tempting the rat from coming back around. And that's something they're trying a little bit different. Okay, that's marked off. And then all you do is put your onions in. No muss, no fuss. I usually do my onions in this other bed over here, but I thought I might put them here and then they'll be kind of out of the way. And I tried putting cucumbers in this bed last year and they didn't do well. So it might be better overall to use as an onion or a garlic bed from here on out. And I've got 2 of them, so I've got plenty of room. Don't know how many. I just scooped up the onions at our local market when I went to Paintsville this week, and I don't know how many I got. I didn't count them. I was just so tickled to find them. They're hard to find this time of year, so it was meant to be. I love to dehydrate the onions and have them year round, and I didn't have a whole lot, like I said, from the summer. I ended up with about a pint dehydrated, and over half of them's gone already. So I'm gonna, until these come in next summer, I'm gonna have to try and wait until I see a sale on onions and buy them up and dehydrate them. Don't really like buying onions when it's something you can grow, but since they didn't do well last year, I don't really have a choice. The biggest thing about planting them for me is trying to keep them in the ground. When it rains, it seems to just bring them to the surface. I have to go back around, push them back down in. And I'm hoping I'm not planting them too late. We've been having some small frosts, but I hope it's not so late in the season that they won't have time to take root before winter, real cold gets here. We'll find out in a few weeks. If we start seeing some green, we'll know they're doing okay. Then just cover them up. I didn't even think to count how many I got in that little spot. I'll count on the next one. Okay. Let's plant them in. I might have to take them over into my other spot that I usually put them in. We'll see. I can't believe that bed comes out that well with it. That was not planned by any way, shape, or form. Was that planned? Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some over in the other bed too, but that's fine because I eat more onions than I do garlic, so I'll just plant less garlic. It's beautiful out here today. It's in the lower 70s and just wonderful. The sun is wonderful. We've had a couple really cold days. I guess getting us ready for winter that's coming, which I'm never really ready. I did get some winterizing dye outside the other day, and I haven't started on the inside yet. I had a working plan and changed my mind. So, and I've had the Christmas tree, the tree itself, up for 2 weeks. And I usually have it decorated and everything within the first 2 weeks of the month. And I haven't done anything to it. But I went to put my lights on it the other day, and my lights I had, half of them worked, half didn't. Didn't have enough lights for it, so I had to run out today to donate some stuff to a local thrift store. So while I was out, I stopped and got some lights. Found a pretty good deal on them at a local Dollar General, so. I tell you, when coronavirus hit a few years back, it was unbelievable what they were asking for Christmas lights. Unbelievable. But they seem to have come back down to their regular prices now, what they were pre-pandemic, which is nice. It's one of the few things it has. So I hope to get the lights on it tonight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 32 in a bed, and 2 beds of it so far. It's a lot of onions, and that makes me happy. I hope at least half of them come up. So I'm going to reposition you because I'm going to have to go over there to this other bed where I had planned on only putting my garlic, but I'm going to put the rest of my onions too. It appears that the honeybees are out enjoying this weather as well. I've seen several of them. Now, I don't know how many I'm going to need here, so I'm just going to do a row and see where that leaves me. I know I don't think I can fill this bed up with onions, but you know, you never know. Let's see what what we got so far. That is 16 spots. I hope I'm not getting in the way here. I went ahead and amended the soil in this bed and the other two beds this morning. My compost from last year that wintered over is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's black and it looks just like dirt. Doesn't have a chicken poop smell to it or nothing. So I'm hoping it will really feed these through the winter. I'm not going to do like I did last year. Well, I may if I have enough. Last year I chopped up leaves and put it on the bed. I may do that again this year. I don't know for sure. Try and keep from falling. My balance isn't too good. I do like this method. Whoever posted this on the internet, I can't remember who it was, but it's a lifesaver and a game changer. This year, like the 2 years before, I had hoped before I started my winter garden, in between my winter and my summer garden, that I would be on my piece of property that I bought. But yet again, fate and life conspired against me, and I'm not up there yet. And when I do move, I'll have to move my beds and all my dirt. It's going to be a process. But it's a process that if it gets you onto my property, I'll just take it a day at a time and get it done. If I have to hire help to do it, I'll hire help to do it. But at this point in time, I had a 5-year plan 2 years ago, and technically I've still got 3 years left on it. But if I keep having the kind of years as far as work that I had these last couple years, I might have to extend that 5-year plan. Then again, good Lord may want me somewhere else. He may want me to stay here. He may want me to move somewhere else. I don't know. I just kind of follow his lead and go where he leads and tells me. See how many more we got in here. Not many. Now, if I hadn't used this to space them out, oh lordy, you just don't know. They'd be so crooked, and they'd just be so hodgepodge, and they would have taken up a whole lot more space than this. Believe me. I've missed getting my hands in the dirt. As you know, we all want our gardens to do well. And when they don't do as well as what we would like for them to do, it can be disappointing. Which at first I was disappointed with how my garden did this summer. But then I told myself I need to be thankful for what I have, because there were people who didn't even have what I had. And I need to stop being so boo-hooey and selfish about it. Those are too dried out, so we'll just leave that as it is. Right there is where it ended on the onions. Cover them up. And I had about 30 some here as well. So now all I have to do is water them and let Mother Nature take the course. I don't like to leave my footprints in there. I do need to leave that marker there. Trying to see if the rats dug back down in here and finally filled in his holes and tried to block where he's digging in, but I'm sure he found another way in. Pretty resourceful little animal. I think that's enough water to do this. I still have some green beans on, and I think I'm going to have to pull them because that's where I plan on putting some of my garlic. Unless I just do this little bit here, but I won't be happy with that a little bit. Need more than that. So I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Well, the onions are in the ground. I planted about, give or take 70, 80, somewhere in there. Hopefully at least half of them will come up. With any luck, all of them will come up. But they're in the ground, they're ready to winter over. They've been watered. I'll probably water them if we still keep these warm days like they're saying, a couple more times this week. And then wait to see if anything sprouts. As soon as something sprouts, I'll know they've got their roots set in and they're good to go for the winter. So thank you for joining me today while I took care of this. Should have gotten it done at least a couple weeks ago, but you know, sometimes life interferes and you do what you can do. I'm a one-person operation on this homestead, so I've learned not to sweat the small stuff and to get it done when I can. If I can't get it done, then not to worry about it. So I appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And if you enjoyed it, come back and visit us again. And as always, from me and Chiggy here on the homestead, blessings. And then we have little Chiggy who came out today. He hasn't been able to come out with me in the mornings when I clean the coop and let the chickens out. And he has had a ball. He hears something. I don't know if it's a mole or if it's that rat from the coop or just him thinking he hears something. But he has had a ball hunting for it. But he's about to burn up at this point in time. So I'm going to get him taken in and get him cooled down, and we'll see where the rest of the day takes us, if it takes us anywhere at all.